title of this lecture is The Writing Process. Now, I've talked a lot about what goes into the paper. What I haven't talked about is how you write. What you actually do. Do you have a process? Do you follow a procedure? Do you have a schedule? How do you write? Or is it all a last minute thing? If you're going to be a good writer, you need to practice, and you need to practice your process, because there are things that will happen to you every time you write, and you need to have ways of recognizing those things and of managing those things. Let's get into some details. First of all, you have to have a plan. It gives your paper shape. If you use those moves and steps that we've been talking about throughout this course, you know that you have these sections. There are these key things you have to do in each section. Create headings and fill in under those headings. Use your funnels, start general, move towards the specific, link, then into the next paragraph, and on it goes. Start where it's easiest to write. Don't necessarily start at the top. If you have that structure, you know the questions you want to answer, you'll be able to put things down. And also, if you've written down that structure, as you're filling in the pieces, interesting ideas might spring to mind and you can slot them in down later. So if you do that, you're less likely to repeat yourself. Your paper will flow beautifully, and the reader will be able to clearly see that each paragraph has a topic sentence that sweetly follows the last one, and the funnels are observed. Some people mind map. They draw words on a page, link them out to other words and so on. Other people speed write, jump on the keyboard and just crank out as much as they can. Do whatever works for you, but try different things, because you might be better at some things than others. So how do you start? In doing this course, you know the sorts of things you need for a paper. You have your abstract frame. You know you need a hook. You know you need a title. Once you've got your boxes, start filling in the boxes. Which one's easiest? Where does it lead? What do I need to do? Stop procrastinating. You have to start filling the boxes. You know what they are. Set yourself a schedule. Set yourself a target. Try and write this section in 3 days. If you did that last time, try and write it in 2.5 days. Try and push yourself. Set yourself little goals. When I get an extra page, I'm going to tick this box. Make it fun. Compete with yourself. It's the way to improve. Scheduling really helps. If you gear yourself up to doing something every single day, you're ready to go. Tell yourself you need the words. I've got to be ready to go by this time. Get into a rhythm. Every day, you start then, you do this, 3 pages a day. That was how I did my PhD thesis, in a shed. 3 pages a day, 3 pages a day. And I hit that. Once I got up to speed, that was what I could crank out. Try and maintain that regularity, and it's amazing how your body just slots into it. Sometimes when you're writing a paper, when you stop writing, ideas will just spontaneously come to you. You need to have something nearby so you can catch them. I used to sleep with paper next to the bed, because I'd wake up and I'd had a thought and I knew I'd lose the gold if I didn't write it down, because I wanted to go back to sleep. So be aware that good ideas are going to come to you at any time. And the same is true for engineering as well. Sometimes when you're not working on something, that's when the inspiration strikes. You need to be able to catch that and be able to use it. Also be aware of the cycle. You can write something down, edit it, revise it, integrate it into the main piece of work. Where does it fit once you've done it? If you've got your structure already outlined, well, it's very easy to know where it fits. But if you're just freewheeling, then you might move it around a little bit or pull it apart and stick things back together. If it gets too large, maybe it goes into its own section. If it gets too small, maybe it merges in with something else. You've got to make those calls. It takes practice, but you start to get a sense of how large paragraphs and everything fit together over time and after reading many papers. You've got to let writing marinate. Once you've written something, put it aside for a few days, because you can get too close to the writing. Putting it aside allows you to step back, allows the brain to rest, focus on other things. And when you come back, you'll just have new ideas automatically. You'll see something different because you've stepped away from it. It's really important to do this with writing, because with important writing, it's good to just crunch it out, let it sit for a while, do something else, and then come back and have another look. Don't just send it off, because you'll have had other ideas and your mind keeps working. Even though you're not focusing on something, it's still going to keep cranking out those things for a while, because you've geared up all the neurons to focus on that. So give your brain a chance. You'll definitely produce something better. And you also need to share. You can share it with yourself. Read it out loud. Read it to yourself. Some people really struggle to do this. Talk about it with other people. As I said previously, the better feedback you get, the better your writing's going to be. And you may find people who are fantastic at giving feedback. Really cultivate relationships with those people. Buy them coffee. If you can get great feedback about your writing from those people, you'll really learn and really improve.